Leos, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori, and tonight we're going to take a look at this upcoming week, the week of Monday, May 19th through Sunday, May 25th. Before I started your reading, I heard, I don't know why, but I heard Lion Leos, and I kept hearing that. I kept hearing that. And then I heard transition is slow. So what this feels like to me is somebody that's in conflict with you. This could be someone that you're aware of or someone that you're unaware of. It's almost like a secret hater that is in the background calling you like a Lion Leo. And it's only because of jealousy and envy of like your heart and who you are. There's something about you that's very magnetic. We all know Leos, right? Very magnetic. Very energizing, your passion, and it feels like someone is like in the background like hating on you, because I was like, why is somebody keep saying Lion Leo, like dang, and it just sounded like it was just like very facetious and like lying Leo. Anyways, I'm not with the drama, but I just thought that was very interesting. So just pay attention to who's around you and your surroundings. This does feel like it could be somebody who's kind of close to you, but you don't realize that they actually don't like you. So just be cautious and be aware, okay? So let's see for this upcoming week. Ooh, introspection. Wow. I love this. I love this. Your approach this week, and this is learning at the bottom of the deck, which is basically like being an apprentice. This week, you're going within. Yeah, I'm hearing you're keeping a close eye on everything around you. So you could already be aware of this energy. It could be someone from the past too, but you're keeping an eye on what's going on around you. I'm hearing you're not like... They were showing me the, what's his name from the Wizard of Oz? The Tin Man, the one, or the lion without the heart. It's the one, he kind of doesn't have a clue. Whatever the character is, he doesn't have a clue. And he's kind of like, la, 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 like Dory. And I was hearing, like, I'm not doing that this week. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, moving forward, you're stepping into, yeah, your authority. You're recognizing who you are and not allowing the, okay, this is interesting. You're not allowing the kindness of who you are and the hate that you receive because of that to impact who you are. So it's almost as if like, yeah, you know, people could think I'm gullible. People could think that I'm a fool. People could think that I'm too loving. Like people could think whatever they want, but I'm not going to allow that to affect and change who I am, right? Like people could think I'm a diva. Maybe people think that I want to be seen, but I'm not going to let that impact the fact that I want to dye my hair red this week or that I want to switch it up to purple in a month. You know, like you're not going to allow outside influences this week to impact and affect who you are at the core. And that's because you're going within and embracing and accepting all of who you are this week. There's very deep introspection that's occurring, and this is in regards to your own personal beliefs and power. And I'm hearing authority. This has something to do with you accepting and embracing your natural abilities without them being tainted, which feels to me like some of you have maybe beat yourselves up or allowed the opinions of others to make you feel less than, or to kind of diminish or shrink you down, to minimize who you've been. And I think it's all based on the fact that you we're trying not to make it seem like, oh, I want to be seen, even though that's not who you are. This is very interesting, but this is just what's coming through. Look at this, the monk or the nun. This is selfish devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So yeah, so negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. So this makes me feel like for sure, like you are not allowing outside influences to affect you, right? It feels like you're trying to tap into the softer side of yourself, the more feminine energy that you naturally possess, right? You're naturally a nurturer, naturally, you know, able to tap into that feminine energy, caring, loving. This is transformation, guys. This ending, this is the death card, right? The moth and the eucalyptus. So people are usually drawn to you like a moth to a flame, right? And it's because of your curiosity. Something's got you this week. Like, I wonder what it would be like if I were like this. Okay, something's caught your attention and made you like go within to cause this introspection. It could have been that Scorpio full moon that we had last week, but let me tell you what Spirit was showing me about the eucalyptus. So eucalyptus is a fragrance that typically is, placed around the house, even in the shower. There's something about you that is fragrant to others. And I think in the past that fragrance has been very intimidating to others, which is why in the background I kept hearing Lion Leo. I think that has been intimidating to others. And I think because of that, you've told yourself, oh, I'm not going to be that anymore. I'm going to just try to like fit in or go with the flow or not make myself so like in your face. And I think what's happening is that you're realizing and introspecting that, hey, that who I am is a gift, and it's a gift for the world. It's a gift for the collective, that I have this uniqueness about me, that I present myself in these manners. And because I know I'm a gift, I'm not going to shrink myself down anymore. Instead, I'm going to rise into who I'm supposed to be and allow that to shine, understanding that that gives a grace and a fragrance to the world that they need, right? So when the smoke, or when the shower turns on and the heat from the shower hits that eucalyptus, there's something in that that brings a special offering. That offering of that sweet fragrance is different than when the water is off. What you're doing is you're saying, I'm gonna, as you introspect, you go within, you're like, oh, you know what, this smoke, this steam, the heat that I possess, the passion that I possess is what's necessary for the rest of the world. So instead of hiding, I'm not going to go into hermit mode. I'm going to allow myself to expand and to be seen. Okay, so this is awesome. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Look at this, is about withdrawing your energy, right? Like hiding, like staying stuck. Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's because something has you just bent. You're like, bro, I'm tired of sitting in this energy. You got the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this has been sleepless nights with the Four of Swords. So you have not been able to rest, but you're seeking and desiring rest. You're seeking and you're desiring rest. You haven't been able to because you're stressed out about the way that you are. Ooh, I heard the way that you are, the way that you're interpreted by others. So other people's opinions and perspectives have kept you held back for so long. Guys, look at this. This week, you're getting rid of this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Death card came out or the Strength card, because that's how, look, there's no way. There's no way. Okay, that's Death, and then that's the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, look, Judgment. This is a calling. This is divine right now. You're being divinely guided to come out of this. You're being divinely guided to come out of this. It's almost like this whirlwind, this cycle that you've been kept in, Spirit. And I'm hearing your ancestors very strong. So if you have not connected to them, I highly recommend that you do so, because they are calling and nudging on you in this reading to come out of this. And you are going to come out of this. This Death card, that Death card there, that ending, this is representative of transforming this energy. When something dies, it no longer comes back in its original state. If something is dead, it's gone. Okay? It's gone. You're not going to be able to, it's not like turning ice into water and reverting that water back into ice. When something is dead, it is dead. Okay? The only way that it can be revived is through a spiritual reincarnation, right? This is a spiritual resurrection that you're going through this week, Leos, and this is absolutely phenomenal energy. So I don't know if some of you have Scorpio in your chart. I'm all for this scorpionic transformative energy. It's actually one of my favorites because I love the fact that we can transmute and transition from being something that may have been a shadow side of us, like this here, right? Believing in outdated thoughts and ideas that make us feel trapped, that make us feel less than with this Five of Pentacles. These thoughts and ideas have made you feel stuck and stagnant for so long. I'm surprised the Hangman didn't come out. They've made you feel like you were incapable of actually really growing. So let me tell you what you have. You have the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the 8 of Swords. Mental entrapment, the 4 of Swords, the Death card, the Hierophant, and the 5 of Pentacles. Okay? You're taking this energy and you're transforming it. Dragons could be of some significance to you, so you may want to look up what a dragon means spiritually for you. That's just coming through. And there's something about Halloween, something about October, the month of October. By that time, you will no longer be the same person. Okay, this is transformation that is going to occur rapidly. Was that 4 months from now? What are we in? May? So June, July, August, September. No, so okay, a little over 4 months. October would be 5 months for us. But there's something between four months to October that's going to take place. That's going to be a major like glow up or wake up call for you. Also, I'm hearing that this week is the start of you breathing breath into dry bones. Okay, so they're showing me like the Bible story that talks about how God breathed life into our dry bones, right? And that's what's happening with you. It's like it's literally like, oh, that's what I was saying earlier. It's literally like a spiritual resurrection. The old you is dying, and the old you is dying because the old you was all about others. The old you was about people pleasing. The old you was about how can you be present for the sake of others to thrive and to survive and to live their best lives. And what's happening this week is there's an initiation of recognition through introspection of like, wait a second, what about me? Like, what about me? Like, where do I fit into the world? And there's this awakening that's like taking place, especially with judgment. It's like, and I really think this has a lot to do with last week's full moon in Scorpio. So you may have been feeling since last week, like, God, I really need to work on myself. Like I'm not feeling like I'm walking the path that is really best for me. And so thank God you've been doing that, because what's happening is your ancestors in spirit are answering, and they're coming in and they're saying, we don't like this for you either. We don't want you in all these swords, all this swords energy and all this wands energy. We want you to put the burden down, and we want you to blossom into that lucky, beautiful goddess that you are. We want you to thrive. We want you to release those ideas of the past that have been keeping you hostage, those ideas and traditions that you were taught back in, like, I don't know why it's giving me like slavery day vibes or something like that, you know, like the brimstone and fire, like teachings of specific groups that make you feel like you are supposed to be the lesser. And spirit is asking you, your ancestors are asking you to step into your power, into your authority, and rise to the occasion, Leos. Be that lion, that lioness that actually rules the kingdom. And ruling the kingdom doesn't have to be done with negative energy, right? The lions are not very loud unless they're roaring. So it's like your presence is your roar. Your presence is going to be recognized, seen, valued, and heard just in the peace, in the passion and the courage that you bring to the table. So it's like no more buckling down and bowing down to satisfy and glorify others. This is now about you. This is your time. It's your time. So as you pause and you reflect this week, embrace the transformations that you've already allowed to happen, and just know that over the next 4 months to October, there's going to be massive transformations in your life, and you will not be the same. Trust me, this is not the same. They're showing me the chrysalis to the butterfly. You are not going to be the same. Major transition is starting this week. Interesting thing is that we just had Saturn, I think it already went or is gone this week. Saturn moved from Pisces into Aries. Pisces can keep us in that, hangman state of kind of like pausing and just kind of reflecting, going deep within. But Pisces is going to dig out the depths of you. I always explain it like the darkest parts of the ocean where you see nothing, but there's a ton of activity. That's that Piscean energy. You may not necessarily have seen what was happening when Saturn was in Pisces, but you absolutely could feel it. Now, as we move, Saturn is moving into Aries. Now those lessons are needing to be put into practice. Go and do them. Make them real. Bring them to life. And you, as a fire sign, you're going to have to lead that, okay? So this week is a beautiful week for you. Lots of energy, of thoughts, and in the mind space. Just remember to balance that out by giving yourself rest, by being gracious and patient with yourself, and just allowing things to naturally transition, not trying to force anything, not even thinking about it. This introspection done within, just allow that to naturally come and go. I'm being reminded of something I heard Abraham Hicks say the other day when I was listening to her, and she said, one problem that we have as humans is that we feel ourselves in a certain state, which this reminds me of it. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords. When we're in that energy, we typically want to hurry up and figure out how to get out of it. But what we're doing is we're resisting the natural flow of life, because we're not supposed to always be on a high and we're not supposed to always be on a low. So when you feel these lows, or what could feel like a low, the energy of feeling like your shadow side of you is doing a lot of work and like churning the wheel, when you feel that, just allow yourself to be by saying, I'm thankful that I'm here. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to be in this space. And I'm also thankful that I'm not going to stay here. And when you come into an acceptance with this energy, then you'll notice that you'll ease yourself out of it, because you're not resisting anymore. You're simply embracing, okay? So Leos, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I could go on and on and on and on with this reading, because there's so much beauty in this for me, and I hope you feel the same. Just know that that goddess energy, that Queen of Wands, that King of Wands is coming out of you, and this is all on purpose, just to get you into exactly where you're supposed to be. You're already where you're supposed to be. This is just a transition as you go through those highs and lows. Remember, it's cyclical, so we're constantly going in and out, ebbs and flows, and this is just a part of it. Embrace this week. If you wouldn't mind, feel free to drop me a comment. Let me know if this resonates. If you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic too. But either way, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have an amazing week, because you are doing something marvelous. Keep it up, my dear. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks for watching.